What does our liver do for us? So our liver, along with the kidneys, is a main point of blood cleansing in the body. So it acts as a major blood cleansing organs, and that's really, really important for us. Also produces bile. So bile is a little bit like washing up liquid if you were going to clean some dirty dishes in your house. And what this does is it helps to emulsify or break down fats. And these are actually fats that you would classify as being bad fats, things like trans fats, for example, but also beneficial fatty acids. So a lot of the time, sometimes people think liver cleansing is actually really helpful for getting rid of fats that you don't want, but also for things like weight loss, for example, or weight management, but also the capacity to break down into smaller particles fats that you need. One of the best examples of this, for example, is that if you are eating healthy fats like olive oil, avocados, oily fish, for example, and even if you're buying expensive fatty acid supplements, you might be taking leaving primrose oil, for example, if you're a lady, or using a fish oil because you've got clicky joints or something. If you are not breaking these fats down very well, you're not really going to absorb them. So you might find that you're using all of these foods and products, but you still got dry skin, or you still have dry hair, or you still have dry eyes. So it's actually really, really important to really focus on liver work and liver support and liver cleansing if you want to be processing these bad and these kind of good fats.
So what signs and symptoms are we looking for if somebody's got a toxicity problem? Well, in the bowel, things like halitosis and a bitter taste in the mouth, bloating, fatty stools, constipation, diarrhea, intolerance to fatty foods, a tender, swollen liver and gallbladder problems could all indicate issues in that area. With the immune system, a tendency toward food allergies, particularly multiple food allergies, might indicate leaky gut or a toxicity problem. Skin issues, where the liver and the kidneys have been overwhelmed and toxins start to work their way out through the skin. So that could be things like rashes or eczema. And also asthma symptoms can be worsened by a heavy toxic load. Then we've got hormonal toxicity, when somebody's not breaking down their spent hormones properly, and that can lead to things like problems with stress, particularly unwinding late at night, problems with fertility, premenstrual syndrome, even things like weight problems and depression can all be linked to poor hormone detoxification. In the nervous system, headaches, dementia, poor memory and concentration might indicate toxicity.
The last one, which is halitosis. Now, halitosis is really just a fancy word for a bit of smelly breath. So when we look at halitosis is often as a result of poor detoxification pathways. So when we end up with excessive amounts of toxins within the digestive tract and just within the system on a whole, we end up with a bit of halitosis. We can also get halitosis from dehydration, and you may notice this if you don't drink frequently enough through the day. When your mouth is quite dry, you may notice that actually your breath changes in odor. So we think of hydration levels, but also we think of toxicity within the body. Of course, the remedies I've chosen here are mainly associated with toxicity. And there's a couple of remedies that I haven't mentioned, but I'll explain in a minute why. So because these tissue salts were focused more towards toxicity, I chose Kali Self and Nat Self because both of these have an affinity for the liver and gallbladder. And so if we have systemic toxicity going on, we really want to kind of focus in on tissue salts that will help harness or improve liver detoxification pathways. Remember, I said to you too earlier on that these two tissue salts are fantastic if you're going to be engaging in any kind of detoxification. So whether you're altering your diet or going onto a detoxification protocol, it may be quite a handy idea just to kind of add these two tissue salts to just help optimize that detoxification.